2025 is going to be a year of bold and elegant design choices, layered and patterned spaces, and a whole lot of personality. So let's dive right in and find out what the upcoming interior design trends are going to be for the next year. We've definitely officially come into a new era of maximalism. And when you hear maximalism, you might be thinking zebra stripes and leopard prints and rooms crammed with stuff, basically complete chaos. And while that may have been what maximalism was at one point, it's a little bit different now. This new wave of maximalism is much more curated and intentional, and it emphasizes comfort rather than excess just for the sake of excess. This new maximalism is about creating spaces that feel layered and cozy and full of personality. It's bold, yes, but it's also thoughtful, where colors and layers and textures all come together to really tell a story. We have had decades of minimalism, and of course there will always be people who appreciate that clean and simple style. But right now, and pretty much since 2020, and we all know what happened then, more and more people have been drawn to maximalism simply because it makes a home feel more warm and inviting and alive. And that's why it's here to stay as a driving force in the design world. In fact, most of the trends that we'll be looking at today directly support this shift that's been happening towards layered, decorative, and personality-filled spaces. I love this trend, and I think hidden doors and concealed design are going to continue to be very popular moving into the future. In kitchens, hidden doors are being used to conceal pantries or service areas. A lot of times these hidden passages really just blend seamlessly into the cabinetry, so your space just feels a lot more uncluttered. People are incorporating hidden doors directly into their bookcases. From the outside, it looks just like a seamless part of the bookcase, but then the entire shelf swings open to reveal a secret space like a home office or a cozy den or even a playroom. In hallways, concealed doors with flush trim and no visible handles allow spaces to flow uninterrupted. Even appliances are getting the hidden treatment, with large and small appliances being tucked away behind matching cabinetry for a seamless, streamlined look. Adding hidden elements to a home not only can make your design seem a lot more streamlined and clean, but it also just adds this element of kind of mystery and magic to a space. So drenching is the process of cladding multiple surfaces with a single material. And it's been a pretty big deal in the design world for the past little while, but drenching is actually evolving in some pretty exciting ways. So the whole drenching trend started with color drenching, which is basically where you just coat your room from top to bottom, so walls, trim, and ceiling, and sometimes the doors, in one single color to create a super cohesive and uniform look. But now we're seeing this drenching expand to other areas as well. For example, we've got double drenching now. Double drenching is basically the exact same thing as regular color drenching, but it uses two colors instead of one. Tile drenching is, you guessed it, the exact same thing but done with tiles. So it covers the floors, walls, and sometimes even the ceilings in tile, creating a seamless spa-like effect in bathrooms. It's also being done in kitchen spaces. Pattern drenching is where you use a single textile to cover multiple fabric surfaces in your room. So you could have your wallpaper and your curtains and your accent chair, for example, all matching in the same pattern. Wood drenching wraps spaces in these warm, natural wood tones, often with all the same type of wood to create a super cozy, enveloping feel. Wood drenching is sometimes also called just generically material drenching, and it's the exact same thing, but it's with other materials such as, for example, marble or plaster. So statement ceilings are still going strong, and in 2025 they are as relevant as ever. As we continue to see maximalist and layered design dominate, ceilings are becoming the next frontier for adding personality and depth to a space. Whether it's with intricate moldings or ceiling beams or wallpaper, ceilings are effectively being treated like the fifth wall to decorate. Not only do statement ceilings draw the eye upward, but they can also really transform how a space feels. For example, a dark ceiling can make a room feel a lot more intimate and cozy, or it can make a cavernous room feel cozier as well. In 2025, as design really leans into wanting to create immersive and kind of cocoon-like spaces, statement ceilings can be a great way to accomplish those feelings. One of the most exciting things about 2025 interior design is how much we're looking to the past for inspiration. But this isn't about copying, it's about reimagining. Designers are pulling from so many eras like Art Deco, Victorian, Craftsman, even the 1970s and 80s, and blending these eras' best elements with modern sensibilities. Craftsman style is inspiring warm wood tones like oak and walnut, built-in cabinetry, molding, and detailed craftsmanship that feels authentic and timeless. Art Deco brings its signature glamour with rich materials, geometric patterns, and luxurious finishes like velvet and lacquer. From the Victorian era, we're seeing a love for embellishments, layered patterns, ornate details, and dark woods that add richness and drama. The 70s and 80s are inspiring earthy palettes, bold colors, bold geometrics, multicolored rugs, high gloss finishes, brass and glass. So it seems like we're finding comfort in the familiar. These styles all bring a sense of depth and storytelling to spaces, which fits perfectly with the current trend of really wanting to make our spaces and our homes feel curated and personal and full of meaning. For years, Scandinavian-inspired interiors, think pale oak and white everything, really dominated the design scene. But now we're seeing a shift. Darker woods like oak and mahogany and walnut are making a very strong comeback. These rich tones feel more traditional and they bring in a lot of depth, sophistication, and timeless appeal to spaces. Dark woods are showing up on kitchen cabinets, furniture, flooring, and even ceiling beams. The shift feels like a definite move away from that minimalist airy look towards something a little warmer and grounded. In the color realm, we're continuing to see a ton of warm, rich tones like burgundy and shades of brown, along with soft muted greens and blues. Moody interiors are still very much on trend with their deep, rich tones, and again, this is supporting that shift towards warmer, cozier, more grounded interiors. Mid-tone colors continue to be popular. I talk about what mid-tone colors are in last year's trend video, so you can definitely go and check that out because that entire video is all still relevant. I'll link it in the description for you. So in every trend video, I always like to go over what the leading paint brands' color of the year selections are, and the ones that have been unveiled so far are Veere, who picked Rumors, a deep ruby red that adds a comforting warmth to any space. And then we've got Cinnamon Slate from Benjamin Moore, which is like a mix of a kind of plum color and a velvety brown. And then there's Sherwin-Williams, who decided that this year they couldn't pick just one color, and so they had to pick 9, and they created what they call a color capsule, which I'll show on the screen now. At the time of filming this, Pantone hasn't yet announced their color, so if you've got any guesses as to what it'll be, pop a comment in below and we'll see if you're right. Everyone makes a big deal out of the Pantone color of the year, but personally, I don't usually find that it's very relevant to what's actually happening in the world of interiors, so maybe that's just me, but yeah, anyways, still yet to be seen what Pantone is gonna choose. Texture is a huge focus in 2025 design. It's not just about how things look, but very much about how they feel. So we'll definitely continue to see tactile finishes everywhere. For instance, chalky clays, plaster, Moroccan Tadilact, and lime wash paints are all super popular still. A lot of designers like these finishes because they bring kind of an earthy, handcrafted feel. High gloss and lacquered finishes are trending right now as well, especially in cabinetry and walls and some furniture, and I think that is again coming from that Art Deco influence. In fabrics, velvet and chenille are standing out, with velvet shifting more towards a matte finish as opposed to shiny. Boucle is still a designer favorite, and I was actually surprised to see just how much boucle seating was featured at the Milan Salone del Mobile this year, which is basically the biggest design show in the world. Mixed metals are still going strong in 2025. Combining metals like brass, bronze, silver, even polished chrome adds a lot of depth and dimension to a space. We're also continuing to see this shift towards metals that have a bit of a patina or like an aged characteristic to them, like unlacquered brass, which gives spaces a sense of history and character. At the same time though, polished finishes like chrome are also making a comeback, balancing out those warmer tones that we've been loving in recent years. Smart home tech just keeps getting smarter, and in 2025 it's all about making our homes healthier, safer, and more connected. We're seeing smart home tech being integrated into homes a lot more now, and I think it's honestly pretty exciting. I'm excited to see where this goes because I love smart home stuff. Smart lighting is becoming more advanced, adapting to your circadian rhythms to help boost energy during the day and promote relaxation at night. Temperature control, smart locks, and security cameras are now must-haves. Remote-controlled blinds are also fantastic because they offer such an effortless way to manage light and privacy. Kitchens are evolving too, of course. Besides all the smart appliances that are coming out, designers are trying to combine multiple functions into one product, like a faucet that also brews your coffee, for example. These are obviously just a few examples, but with AI also advancing so quickly, I'm super excited to see where this all goes. As you probably already know, curves have been trending for a while now in interior design, and in 2025, they're bigger than ever. But where does this obsession for curves come from? Well, for one, it's a reaction to all the rigid lines and minimalism that dominated design for so long. Curves are just softer and more approachable, and they're a natural way to bring warmth and personality into a space. And we can't deny that the pandemic also played a big role. As we were all forced to spend crazy amounts of time indoors, many people wanted their homes to become emotional retreats rather than just functional spaces. And let's not forget the whole nostalgia factor. Curves recall some of the most iconic design eras like Art Deco and some of the more playful furniture from the 1970s. By blending historical influences with modern sensibilities, we're creating spaces that feel new and exciting, but at the same time somehow also timeless. So we'll see curves everywhere in 2025. We'll see them in the furniture, the doorways, curved backsplashes, shield-shaped mirrors, and curved kitchen cabinets. So trends aren't invented to just make people buy new stuff. Of course, companies will always jump on the opportunity to capitalize on trends, but if you can look beyond that, I think trends act as a mirror. They show us where we've been, what we value in a particular moment in time, and even where we're going. And so I think trends are a reminder of the fact that design is always evolving, just like us. So I'll leave you with my incredible pearls of wisdom. I hope you have an amazing 2025, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!